Am I getting feedback? Am I getting feedback?
No.
All right, cool. Your whole ass ain't feeding back either. What's up, y'all? Join the chat room. We down there an hour after we normally start almost.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties.
Hey, technical difficulties like a motherfucker.
It's all good.
I was doing Craig's podcast earlier.
Oh, yeah?
That nigga Craig, stupid as hell.
Shout out to Craig Smith.
Shouts out to Craig. Hey, how did that shit go with your, tell them about your game show.
Oh, man, we had a great show Saturday. We had Craig Smith and Slink Johnson on there, man, and it was hilarious. You can go to my Facebook page. It's on there. I'm gonna put it up on my YouTube page in the morning. But it was great. Craig was cheating. We caught his ass cheating. I noticed, like, I would ask a question, and then he would ask it like he would say that he would restate the question, but he was looking down. I was like, "Hey,
I saw that. I saw that.
I was like, it's people watching you, dog. Look at me in my eye when you answer." And he ended up losing by Slink wanted. Well, I'm not gonna ruin it. I already ruined it. Fuck it. Slink won on the last second buzzer beater.
Oh, Slink! I remember one of them. One of them was ahead, and the other one came back and won that hoe.
Yeah. Slink came back.
Yeah, let us know if you're in the chat room. We're gonna be talking some shit tonight. You got me, Hotepish, intelligent talk, intelligent shit talk. Let us know if it's some feedback or anything. I just want to make sure because I got it set to where I don't have them big bulky ass headphones on. I hate them goddamn headphones.
Yeah, you don't need nothing big and bulky. You're already big and bulky enough. You don't need to add to it.
Hey, though, but yeah, I beat your ass, so I'll tell you that much.
I doubt that.
Yeah, I would.
Now the world knows it ain't true.
Yeah, no, they know. They know. I keep saying, dog, most people with a beard can fight. Your beard is there to discover to cover how weak you is, dog. Like, for real.
No, not at all, Paul. Not at all. Hey, dude, I'm looking dead in the camera. Does it look like my eyes are closed? No, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear your dumb ass now. I can't hear your dumb ass now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
What the fuck is going on here, man? I got all kinds of technical difficulty shit going on. All right. What's up, KP? KP in the building. Davey Banner in the building. Golden with Love in the building. Thank y'all for joining us. But goddamn, I'm trying to talk, and now I can't get this goddamn. Okay, there we go. We got it. Like, what's up, Bambino? This motherfucker right here. Anyway, what's up, Brandon? I got Brandon Tony in the building. Hey, Brandon's a dude with them funny looking ass shirts that be on Craig's podcast.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Brandon funny as hell though, but like, dog, this motherfucker. He gets his shit from the Birds and Co. Factory outlet.
Yes, dude. They have an outlet?
This nigga, Brandon, gets his shirts from the Ross.
They have an outlet.
The Ross secondhand store.
Dog. They might as well just get that shit up.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Man. We good, man. We good. Aaron Grogan over here talking shit, Larry. He said, tell Larry how ass to turn the camera lights on. Why you want Larry to turn the camera lights on, nigga? You trying to jack off?
No, any nigga with a last name that looks like that, dog, is a weirdo. Hey, tell Larry to turn the lights on so I can see his face. Weirdo.
Hey, Aaron looked like a South Park character.
Dog. Fartman. That's what he looked. Get your weird ass out of here.
Anyway, we talking about a whole bunch of shit tonight. We talking about people, coons, and these Terry Crews ass niggas. Hey, dog, what's up with? Hey, when did Damon become Uncle Remus?
Dog, Damon was Uncle Remus then, dog. We were just too busy laughing. We were too busy laughing at his hijinks, but he was really on some. hey, I'm a fruit ball. And I mean, that's cool, but don't hide it under the guise of being the tough guy that just got out of jail, dog. And later he would let a dude fondle his meat in front of his wife, dog. We should have known something then.
For those of you who aren't aware of what we're talking about or what's been going on, Terry Crews came out and was basically, well, like he was just talking shit. Like he's talking about if blacks beware that don't let black empowerment become black supremacy. And I'm like, hold on. Terry Crews, we're a long way from that, homeboy.
We're just trying to get equality. We're trying to get equality. We're just trying to be on the level playing field, dog. And you warning us about, we ain't even got there yet. We ain't even finished the first lap.
This motherfucker Terry Crews during preseason said, hey guys, don't act like we won the championship. Nigga, it's the third day of training camp. What the fuck you talking about, Terry Crews? So Terry, let's take it back. Let's take it back. It really started with Terry Crews a couple years ago when he had that weak ass picture of him jumping in that skinny suit, talking about take a jump for toxic masculinity. And then after he did his whole little toxic masculinity spiel, the white feminists came for his ass.
Mm-hmm.
What's like? How did this nigga keep finding ways to fall on the sword for these motherfuckers?
You remember? Didn't he say like every household needs a father and a mother, and then the LGBTQ came and it was like, hey, nah, you can't say that, man.
All he said was every household needs a father, and the people whose ass he trying to kiss came for his ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's good though, man, because it's like Terry Crews, he signifies, you know, a larger problem that we have in society. You know, he's a face. I look at him, no, you know, as the face of a bigger issue. He said, Al Green said, I'm cutting non-researching off the wall Negroes before white folks. You're right. It's like the information's out there, and these niggas don't want to pay attention and look at it. So Terry Crews is part of a larger problem. I don't know if y'all saw this, but it was some Florida cop that basically deputized. He told residents to shoot. Like basically, if you see anybody looting and breaking in some shit, to shoot.
You know what?
Larry, did you hear about that?
Yes, I did, and I'm gonna tell you why that's dangerous. Florida is already a stand your ground law state, so it's gonna be a white person here soon that's just gonna shoot a black person under the guise of, yeah, he was doing something, and they deputize us. We can shoot if we see something. It's gonna be a black man doing black man shit, like nothing dangerous, and they're gonna shoot him. It's gonna be that's gonna come up in Florida. It's gonna happen more than once. Remember, I said that shit, dog. It's stand your ground, D.
Let's take a look at this here. Florida sheriff tells residents to shoot looters breaking into homes as local police offer protesters free hugs. See, on one hand, the police are hugging motherfuckers, and they're telling Randy and Billy to go ahead and shoot people. Ain't that how the police department started? Yeah. Random white boys, what they used to call coon hunters.
Yep, nigger hunters. Get your nigger hunting license.
Coming in and shooting folks. Like, hey, look, I'm telling you right now, dog. It's gonna be a wild ass summer. It is going to be a wild fucking summer. We ain't even hit August yet. We ain't even hit July yet.
Nope. Today's the 2nd.
You're right. Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, we're 2nd of July. And you know, niggas turn up in August.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, David. In Florida, of all places, all this going on right now, while like what Aaron's saying, people like Terry Crews talking about his wife trained him to be nonviolent. Like So you see, on one hand, we got shit really cracking here in America. Like, it's really cracking. And when shit get cracking like this, you see who is who. Niggas get real scared, you know? I want to make a point, Larry, then I'm going to get your opinion before. I'm going to go a little... I was thinking about some shit. Let me make this point, and then I want y'all in the chat room to let me know what you think. I was listening to this, reading this book. It's this book called Hip Hop Decoded. It's by Black Dot. Shouts out to Black Dot. Black Dot does a podcast called Urban X. It's on YouTube, and him and his son. Good dude out of New York. But he's a dude that breaks down hip hop and shit like that. And he said something real in his book. He said when it comes to hip hop, they take the worst of our society and highlight it. Mm-hmm. You notice that?
Mm-hmm. All the time.
This is what made me think about that statement that he said. I was listening, if y'all saw my Instagram and Facebook earlier, I was on my grill listening to Parliament, Earth and Fire. But I was really keying in on Earth and Fire and listening to how great that music was and everything. And then we get to where music has evolved now. How did that happen? Well, back in the 70s, before 1978, before Clive Davis and them came in with their white paper report, the Columbia Report, and they took over our music, black music for the most part was left alone. You can verify this, like when you just watch Unsung. When you watch the Ohio Players Unsung or these other groups Unsung, they all basically say the same thing. You know, that basically we was left alone. We all got fucked on our royalties, but they left us alone. And in that era, you got the Whispers, Earth and Fire, Parliament, Marvin Gaye, all these different groups. And you see what our music is like when it goes untouched. When it's just us being us. When you think about hip-hop before 1993, when it was just hip-hop, when it was us being us, you had party hip-hop, but you still had conscious hip-hop. Too Short didn't just say bitch, he also taught you about life. And then you see, as time went on, after 93 is when that corporate money came into hip-hop. And then you see basically what we got right now. Hip-hop is being taken over. Hip-hop is being compromised. I think about that statement that Black Dot said. They take the worst of us and highlight it. You see you see the contrast. You see who we are as people. You see who we are when we left alone. And then you see who we are when these motherfuckers take control of our narrative. When the money come in and when they decide who goes on top. When black people was deciding who was the king of hip hop, it was Rakim. It was Ice Cube. If it was a woman, it was Rage. It was Yo-Yo. It was MC Light. It was Salt and Pepper. Women who could flow, it was Roxanne Shante. Women who could flow, it was Queen Latifah. But we still respected them as humans. But when these motherfuckers get in our shit, we get Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Larry, what? You see that thing dichotomy going on. How do we flip that, man? Well, what do we do?
Well, we stop relying on these motherfuckers to push our product and use the internet and all the other channels we have now to push our music. Because if you're looking for a deal right now, I mean, I'm not a musician, never claimed to be, don't know the ins and outs of the music business, but if you go to them and they have the money and they control the narrative and they highlight the worst of us and you're a conscious artist, you're fucked. So you got to compromise your art to get that money from them. What we need to do is like, fuck it. What we've been doing, what we're doing now, is use social media, the internet, all these streaming sites, people starting their own shit, and get our music out that way. Because we all know music is probably the most important out of all the art forms. To me, it's the most important. It'll change your mood. It does everything for you. And if you're constantly hearing twerking and suck my pussy and all the shit these nasty bitches are talking about nowadays, it's going to affect you, dog. You're going to look at women a certain way. You're not going to look at black women like you should. You're going to look at them as tools for sex, dog. You're going to look at other women who don't say that shit. You're going to look at them as potential mates. It has such a deep effect on us. We need to stop fucking with white folks and looking for their money and going to these corporations and owning our shit, like Penny just said. Owning our shit and pushing our own products. Because they'll get something. They don't never leave anything better than when they first got it. Whenever they get a hold of something, they fuck it up. History shows you that. Every piece of dirt on earth they've inhabited, they fuck it up. They fuck up everything.
And here's the thing about hip hop and about music. What's up, BJ Cole's in the chat room? I remember I went to middle school with BJ. He turned me on to Jamiroquai back like in '94.
Oh, white boy? Yeah, he was jamming.
Yeah. Shouts out to you, BJ. But anyway, you know how music is. You know, music is America's. They say this is what they say. So if they say this is what it is. It's probably higher. They say hip hop is America's #2 export to the world. Out of all that America produces, hip hop alone makes this country the second most amount of money that it makes, that it exports. Because we gotta remember, we still on iTunes, but Indonesia's still buying CDs, my nig. Most of the world is still on wax and tape and CDs. Artists over here are getting fucked. But America gets the streaming here and the international sales. So if hip-hop is #2, what if we quantify all American music? Because jazz still gets exported around the world. Rock still gets exported around the world. Country still it gets exported around the world. R&B still gets exported. And guess who created all of those forms of music? Black people. It's our minds. They are going to make it seem as if it was just some slave labor. Yeah, that's what we did too, and we deserve money for that. Nigga, but that's why I get on other people who come to this country and talk shit about black Americans. Black Americans have been economically disenfranchised on purpose. The reason why your country's raggedy is because the United States uses its Navy to make sure your country can't trade with other countries. So guess what happens when you can't trade? Your country go poor. No different than black America here in the ghettos right now. The only people who spend money with black people are black people. You don't see Indians coming into the black neighborhoods spending money with us. You don't see Chinese. You don't see whites. They talk about this melting pot shit. You see us in their businesses, we spend money with everybody. But everybody don't spend money with us. Unless it's time to buy a concert ticket so they can watch us, imitate us, raise their kids to act like us, and then capitalize off us. That's the part that goes on in this country. So when we say they did this shit and we can't have a true economy because no one trades with us. So what do we do as a people? We say, okay, y'all want to trade with us? We're just going to create some shit that's dope and you going to come buy it. And that's where hip-hop comes from. Hip-hop's come from 1971, y'all saying y'all not fucking with us. We going to create the party. And then when Clive Davis came in 1978 and fucked off music, y'all listen to music. Listen to music before 1978, 79. We had live bands. And then all of a sudden in 1982, everybody got these big blown out ass Jerry curls and synthetic sounds. That was done by the government. White People Report, Columbia Study, look it up. But we had hip hop on them. That's how great we are. Larry, I know you had something to say. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there are some people who might be tuning in and they heard you say that Clive Davis fucked off music and they're like, no, he didn't. he created Whitney Houston and da-da-da. They'll name all the artists that he's worked with and all that. But just, dog, I'm 46. I remember Whitney in the early 80s when she first, dog, they had her in long blonde hair dancing, knowing good and damn well that bitch couldn't dance a lick. Clive Davis had Whitney dancing like she was doing choreographed moves in the "I Want to Dance with Somebody" video. Remember that dumbass shit? She was dancing.
And that shit was
like,
terrible, dog.
That shit was terrible, dog.
She looked like a crayon box.
Dog, she looked horrible. And Clive Davis had her dancing like, "Dance, bitch. I know you can't, but dance because I just like to see black people dance. Just dance, bitch, and sing." He made a lot of money and he made a lot of artists, but music was a lot different after him. A whole lot different.
Let me break it down for people because I keep saying it. Okay, I'm glad you did that, Larry, because I got to break it down. I've talked about the White Paper reports. Let me give you guys a summation of what it was. I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of what it was. And then don't let me forget to bring up at the end when I finish talking about what it is, what Clive Davis said about Whitney Houston's career. Don't let me forget that part at the end. All right, Larry?
Gotcha.
Chat room. What's up, Chris Taylor in the chat room? Patrice. Oh, what's up, Patrice? Thanks for joining. Sherelle Reed, thank y'all. Hell yeah, Sherelle. Whitney was hella stiff. Clive was like, bitch, you black. You go ahead and dance anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so let's talk about what the White Paper reports was. They basically realized in 1978, Harvard University, it's called the Columbia Report. Columbia, they did university did a report for CBS Records, and it was saying that black music is going to far outpace white music by the year 2000. Basically, Earth and Fire, Parliament Funkadelic, the Commodores, these niggas was too good. White music couldn't keep up. So in an attempt to slow black music down, they said what we're going to do is we're going to take the producers from the groups. We're going to take, because the producers is the nucleus behind any group. Don't get that shit twisted. Y'all group or singer, y'all see the singer. The producer is the person that makes or breaks the hit, period. They said we're going to separate the producers from the talent. So what they did was, you saw Earth and Fire. If you look at Maurice White was lead. If you notice, around 1980, all those bands that was around from the 70s, they broke up.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't necessarily have a bad album. They either broke up or they cut the band and went electric. You see what happened with Maurice White. Maurice White was separated from Earth and Fire and the Emotions, and then he was put on Barbra Streisand. You see Bernard Edwards and Nile Rodgers were separated from Chic, and they were put on Madonna. If you listen to that song "Like a Virgin" by Madonna, that was Chic, but the record label dropped the two girls that sang for Chic. So basically, Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards did a Chic song and gave it to Madonna, made her biggest hit. You saw Gamble and Huff. They made all that positive music in the 70s. All the OJs, Teddy Pendergrass, Wake Up Everybody, Time to Teach a New Way. All that, Stairway to Heaven, all that positive Gamble. When it was with the Jackson 5, Let Me Show You the Way. All that positive Gamble and Huff. They made them go with the white artists and separated them from the black artists. And then you saw the Gap Band, Cameo. Those bands in the late 70s had that band sound. They went to that electric sound. We all saw that shit happen. That shit was done by design. Because when you take we as black people, as Africans, we feel our music. We get messages through our music. We see what's going on in our music. Chris Anthony Taylor, if you don't get that old ass joke up out of here, I swear to God. I'm gonna take a break. I was on Craig's podcast earlier, and like everybody want to say I look like the nigga from D12. If y'all don't get that 20-year-old, I'm gonna tell you why I look like the nigga from D12. Your mama was one of his groupies, and we both flipped her, so that's why I look like the nigga. Back to what I was saying.
You're a horrible person.
Nothing personal. But if you got jokes, I got jokes too, nigga. Back to what I was saying. Black people We feel our music. The drums is the heartbeat. We feel it. We don't listen to music. We feel it. You know what I mean? That's why they can do all that shabba-dooba-dooba tweeting and shit, and we feel it. That's how we listen to our music. So when you take the live drum, when you take the live band away and give it this synthetic sound, it's similar to what they do with our food. When you take the real food away and you give us this plastic shit, niggas get fat like me because it ain't real goddamn food. My food choices is fucked up, but the music is still straight. No different than music. So they did this shit by design to disconnect us from our music. And that's how you devolve from a Shaka Khan to a Cardi B. And going into what this motherfucker Clive Davis did, I saw this shit on Whitney Houston's biography. Clive Davis said when he signed Whitney Houston, he expressly did not want her singing that funk like Shaka Khan. They didn't want that. They said, we're going to separate her from that music. Clive Davis said, I don't want Whitney singing that Parliament Funkadelic funk shit. We're going to make her music that appeases everybody. Basically take away her blackness and have her sing these bullshit ass songs. We didn't get the best of Whitney Houston because we had her singing that crackerjack ass I Want to Dance with Somebody bullshit. Whitney Houston had to fight to do that song, I'm Your Baby Tonight. She had to literally protest to do that song and sound black. That's what happened to our music. Larry, what you got to say about that shit, man? I'm talking too much.
You just brought up that I Want to Dance with Somebody video, man, and I could not stop thinking about this stiff-ass bitch coked out dancing with a group of people behind it. That wasn't Whitney Houston. You got Clive Davis is a piece of shit for that.
Clive Davis, I wasn't up on game to how devious he was until Questlove on Twitter one day. Questlove was like, someone asked him what was the downfall of music, and he said Clive Davis. And I was like, what the fuck you mean Clive Davis? And then I heard about the white paper report a little bit after that. And I'm gonna go a little even further. I heard Dick Gregory talk about it. Dick Gregory, he was the person that exposed it, like in 1982, 83. Mm-hmm. What Dick Gregory did was he found the report and he passed it out to everybody he knew because he knew it was dangerous in only his hands. So he went down to Motown, Capitol Records, everywhere you can go, and he passed that report out to every musician he can find because he figured if everybody has it, they can no longer specifically target me, which is a smart motherfucking move.
Genius. That man was a genius.
He was a genius. Hey, Larry, Duke is up in the room. Hey, Duke, you look like a fetus, nigga. You look like a grown-ass fetus. Have you ever seen a 5'6" fetus? If you want to see a 5'6" fetus, look on Marlon Duke Jones's profile picture.
That nigga looks like he was a gopher for Motown Records. He used to go get them niggas cigarettes and Sprites and all kind of and male prostitutes and all kind of shit.
This nigga Marlon Vidal Jones busted it open for Rockwell in the studio.
Oh, he sure
after
did.
the I always feel like somebody's watching me video.
It's the stupidest fucking song ever. That shit was terrible.
When I'm in the shower and I wash my hair. Hey, what made
Was
Michael
really
Jackson
British?
jump on that stupid ass song?
Barry Gordy, but was he really British?
No, he wasn't British. Remember how niggas used to try to sound British? Remember Ready for the World? Oh, Sheila. Oh, Sheila.
Oh, but honey, baby, just wait and see. I don't get that. Man. Dana Dane used to talk like he was British, and he wasn't even British.
I'm going to tell you something else that pissed me off about 80s music. Why the fuck every 80s song had to have that 4-bar saxophone solo?
Man.
What happened to the saxophone nigga? Every song had that. What the fuck happened to that nigga?
I'm going to tell you what else I hate about 80s music. When they finally started incorporating hip-hop into it, they never got like a real rapper to rap. They got like one of the worst niggas in the group to spit a verse, and it always sounded like this. And then they go right back to singing. Man, get that shit out of my face.
Nigga, R. Kelly was Public Announcements rapper, dog.
That is fucking 80s music was, and you
80s.
know what? 80s music is like soul food. Like it's didn't have really any nutritional value, but the shit tastes good. Like that's what it reminds me of. I love like early 80s R&B. I love it. I love the synthetic shit, but I mean, it could have been so much better if they'd allowed bands. I mean, they'd had more live instrumentation instead of the computer shit.
You had the computer shit going on. And then all these niggas had shags too. Like, you ever notice Howard Hewitt, every video had a new shag? Howard Hewitt had every shag of the 80s. And then and Howard Hewitt was hot in the 80s. But then none of his music make it to the 90s. That shit was like time stamped and dated because all 80s movies, music, like I said, had the saxophone solo. Mm-hmm. They had the videos with the little fuzzy background. Mm-hmm. Some nigga in a members only jacket on the video with his sleeves rolled up and a pink shirt and white pants and loafers. And the nigga was always looking off into the distance.
Always look off.
Hey, I hated that look. I wanted to sock every nigga in the 80s with that look off.
The look off. Yeah, dog, that shit was terrible.
Hey, Sherelle, you right. It was cheesy. Sherelle Reed in the chat room, you right. I love the 80s. Like, at the same time, I do. I love the 80s music. I do. 80s, like, you're right. It's nostalgic. It's like soul food, like you said, Larry. It's great music. But goddamn, that shit was corny.
It tastes good, but it don't fill you up.
It don't fill you up. Like, the 70s was the time you really had, like, our music that was totally controlled by us. Now, in the 80s, hip-hop was totally controlled by us. They hadn't put their slimy European hands on hip-hop yet in the 80s. That was the only place that you had pure music was in hip-hop at the time, which was using 70s beats. Think about this shit. Artists now still look back to the 70s. Ron Isley, Marvin Gaye, Al Green, Teddy Pendergrass as their inspiration. Ain't nobody looking at Jagged Edge of 112.
No, because none of these kids know what the fuck peaches and cream is. What the fuck? These niggas made a song about fucking ice cream. That shit sounds stupid, dog.
That shit was terrible, dog.
Oh man,
Roger Troutman was great, Sherelle.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what's cool? Like you've used two Ohio references, Roger Troutman and Howard Hewitt, dog. I appreciate that.
Hey man, we got to give Ohio its due. The funk comes up. Bootsy Collins is from Ohio, Cincinnati. Come on now, we got to give Ohio its due. Ohio has done Philadelphia, Detroit. But I mean, when I put the Ohio sound and the Philadelphia sound and the Stack sound, they right there with Motown. Yeah. The only difference is white folks like Motown. That's why they get the highest. That's why they get more attention.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The way I see it, and white people like it, that means it's watered down a little bit because they can take it pure and uncut.
It's what they call polished. That's what, yeah.
Back to what we was talking about as far as these Sambo niggas and people like Terry Crews. In black society, if you notice, the people are hip hop and actors and music. Them niggas is for the most part compromised on the Democratic train, dude. Like, we met him. You know who I'm about to talk about, Larry. One of my favorite rappers out of Chicago.
Oh yeah, man.
Common used to be. What happened to Common? Common went from let's take whole steps to Hotep to we just all need to get along and white folks need to just let us breathe. What the fuck happened to him, man?
We need to extend our hands out to white people to help them understand racism. You smarter than that, bro. That sounds like somebody who's been compromised. As intelligent as Common was up until that point on all the songs, like Common was an extension of Public Enemy and all the conscious rappers from the early 80s. He was an extension of that with a new spin on it. I'm like, man, he's one of the smartest dudes on wax I've ever heard. And then you go from all that to say we need to extend our hands to white people, like to make them understand some shit they created, dog. You're smarter than that, dog. You've been compromised.
It's like if you're an entertainer and you gonna make it big, you gotta be like on that Democratic train. People talking shit about Kanye. Yeah, Kanye's a coon. God damn, these niggas and they fireworks. You right, KP. KP in the chat room said it. When he started acting, I noticed that shit changed when he got that
man.
Because it was when he was on the. I remember, he won that Oscar for that Freedom Slave song. And I think anytime you see Common and John Legend together, get ready for some John Lewis. We done got our ass whooped, but we did it with dignity bullshit to come next. When anytime you see Common and John Legend together, it's gonna be some talk about how we got fucked up and survived. Promise.
Mm-hmm.
But this nigga Common went from when you listen to like Water for Chocolate, when you listen to B, when you listen to that good old shit, that's a different nigga than what we seeing right now. He got that Oscar, then he went on the Daily Show, and Jon Stewart was talking to him about race, and he said, "What can we do to make everything together?" And Common, this is just off memory because I can't forget the bullshit because I was the biggest Common fan ever. He said, "We just need to reach out our hand and reach across our..." Nigga, we ain't got no hands, motherfucker. We've been reaching hands out for 400 years. That shit ain't work. They done chopped that shit off to our shoulder. What the fuck you talking about, Common?
Dog, this is a guy.
Hey, before you say that, I'm gonna let you go there. Sherelle Reed in the chat room said, Common lost Serena Williams to a white man. He ain't been right since.
You know, how can you follow that? That was perfect, dog. Oh, you heard Ramon, the Boule Select Group of Blacks sway their opinion. Yeah, dang.
You right, Ramona?
How do you follow
Real talk.
that? Everybody said you women are reading my mind. I don't have to say shit.
Hey, now go ahead, Larry. Say it, dog.
He got political. Remember, he got political, and he joined that group. It's a group. It's a group of black entertainers, and I'm going to list. There's the Breakfast Club. There's certain people from Insecure. There's Angela Rye. There's who else? Who else is
Amanda Seals?
I said certain members of
yes, Insecure. Yeah.
Lena Waithe.
Oh yeah, Lena Waithe and Casey Lemons.
Yep, they have all the shit covered.
Lee Daniels.
Lee Daniels. They have the LGBTQ, the black agenda, the quote unquote black agenda, and what else? The black men. What are the black men on? I'm trying to think of the comment. And it's a group of people, dog, and they're like new Black Hollywood. They took a picture. They're on the cover of a magazine. I think they labeled it Black X.
Jay-Z and Beyonce, but go ahead.
No, they're not in this group. They're older. They're
the overseers of the group.
You're
right.
They're the overseers, and then like Oprah is over them. So it's like they passed the torch down. But they took a picture. I forget what magazine they were on the cover of, and they called it Black Excellence. But Common is in that group now, and we've lost him forever. Like we can just listen to his old. He's like Diddy's with J and B. He's up there. Like if you're a hip hop artist and made a bunch of money in the mid '90s, like Diddy and Jay, you're up there. You're not
basically if you're a hip hop artist that made a bunch of money in the mid '90s, not named Ice Cube, you up there.
Not named Ice Cube, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those people. So Common is with them now, and we can listen to his old albums and remember the time when he wore different clothes after getting some of Erykah Badu's pussy, and we just knew it was. Dog, he's on his way to black greatness, dog. And then they gave him an award, and he's extending his hands out to white people trying to end racism.
And remember about.
And ironically, hold on, D. And ironically,
go ahead.
His rap name is Common Sense.
He ain't got much of it right now.
Oh, he does. He's just not. He's been compromised.
But remember, we hung out with the nigga in the friends and family room at the Clipper game, not 6 months before all this shit happened.
Hey, I was very excited because
Yes.
No, I was so excited, dog. I fanned out. I fanned out for a second.
For y'all who don't know, me and Larry, one reason why we got so many basketball stories. We used to kick it with a bench warmer in the NBA a lot.
Come on, dog.
But You know, that's a lot of access. You know what I mean? And like we had the friends and family access, so we was always in the Staples Center, and we saw a whole bunch of shit. And that was right when they were starting to accept Common into their white circles. They was bringing him around. We used to talk to the nigga, say what's up. Common was cool as shit.
Hey, dog, you remember because they walked him down. I never forget you said, dog, we got better seats than Common.
Yeah, we did have better seats than Common.
Yeah, they walked him down, and then we walked in like it was some white people walked him down, walked him to the friends and family room, and he was in there by himself, and he was cool. And then, dog, he was in L.A. a lot during that because he was there for a couple months. I guess he would leave and come back. He must have been filming something, and then he was extending his hands to end racism.
So that's just one of them things, man. When we dealing with our black people, look, our whole entertainment class is compromised. We can't trust none of these niggas because it's something that Jason Beck always says. You have to always watch out for old niggas. When black people turn 40, start watching real close. When they turn 50, start watching super close. Because niggas get broken. Niggas be in their 20s, you know, fight the power and all with the shits. They get to them 30s, it'd be a little bit different. That's why I'm so proud of Ice Cube. Because one thing I like about Ice Cube either say some real shit or he don't say nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was getting his weight up on the Hollywood side of the game, making his movies, Friday, Barbershop, and all that shit, he just stopped talking the way he did when he wrote Cave Bitch. He didn't go back on Cave Bitch. He didn't go back on anything. Death Certificate, America's Most Wanted, Lethal Injection, Predator, all that shit stood. He just, sometimes you got to know to just be quiet. You can't run your mouth all the goddamn time. And Cube just knew when to shut the fuck up to get what he had to get. Now you can see Cube don't give a fuck.
No, he got everything he need.
He been on Twitter for the last month going in. Going all the way in. Q, I'm proud of Q because Q's always been my role model. You know what I mean? I've always liked Q. I like the way he do it. You know, he married his day one. He rapped about her. I got a beat from Kim and she could fuck all night. Then he married the bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still with her and she's his manager. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I do apologize for calling Kim a bitch. She's not a bitch. The rhythm of the word was right, but I apologize for that. Kim is a woman. She's a lady. She's a queen.
I
want to thank you for holding down my favorite rapper of all time, Kim.
And not only that, producing offspring that are very, very, very productive. His son, O'Shea Jr., is the other boy is doing, but dog, that is a success story, dog. That is Hollywood couldn't have written that script. You go from one way, you don't compromise yourself. Well, you know why I'm really proud of Q? He's never had a coon moment. Never. Over 30 years, and over 30 years of being in the spotlight, he's never had a coon moment. Ever. Never.
Even
not
on
in movies.
Even on Triple X, remember there's that one scene where he was about to kiss the white girl and he was like, nah.
Yep.
I ain't in the chat room, you're right. Master P, he belongs in this shit too. In this conversation, another self-made brother who's not part of that Democratic coon train. Master P made a whole goddamn noodles and shit, and you got motherfuckers who was raised on Top Ramen talking about the sodium. You don't sit your punk ass down and buy them noodles.
It ain't the sodium that got you concerned. It's the melanin. That's what got you concerned. You scared to eat products produced by your own people.
Man, Cube, right. Cube ain't got no scandals. Master P, these is the real ones. Like, we can't be looking at this. I'm glad people are saying that in the chat room. We can't be looking at who the mainstream points to us. We got to see this shit for ourselves. Because they always going to point us in the direction of somebody who they feel is safe for whatever their ultimate end is. Whatever that is. You better believe there's only 6 companies that control all media. Print, TV, audio. So you better believe radio, all that shit. If they put the spotlight on them, then that's someone they're pointing you to that who they know has their best outcome in their mind, not ours.
Mm-hmm.
If I own and control everything you see, and I got all these niggas that basically do shit for free for us, why would I empower them? Why would I put something in front of them that's going to show them what true empowerment is? They put Jay-Z in front of us. And this is for you Jay-Z fans. I be talking. I talk shit because I see through the bullshit. But tell me I'm lying. Y'all hear that shit?
Damn, really?
Y'all hear that? Yeah, I got a neighbor that want too much goddamn attention. The 4th of July is on Saturday, and these motherfuckers is trying to get it in. But anyway, you look at, hey Larry, you talk, I'm going to mute myself, and then I'm going to jump back in when that shit's over with.
Dog, David Banner said the dead giveaway is that they are in the limelight. Dog, there's no way anybody who's gonna create a song that's gonna inspire people to rise up and feel good about themselves and not attach themselves to the whole matrix. They're not gonna put them in the limelight, man. That fucks up their bread. So what?
Christopher Gilbert said exactly. All these white folks look to Morgan Freeman to lie about the lack of racism.
Hey man,
that's funny. Erica Perry, the quiet ones, real gangsters move in silence. We have to pay attention. We have to be smart enough to recognize. Real talk. Because it's like they put Jay-Z in front of us, and he is a great rapper. I ain't taking shit from him.
Nah, he
but
is.
you look at his deals when you look at the what's that
Live Nation
Live Nation deal. What's that music title? When he got Tidal, that was music fronted to him from Live Nation through his first 10-year deal. If you're a billionaire, you're not signing in $200 million for 10 years of performing. And Live Nation fronted him that deal. When it comes to the New Jersey Nets, he owned like 0.0003% of the team, just enough to say he owned it so he can gentrify Brooklyn. Jay-Z's always been a front for other people's money, similar to Michael Jordan. He don't own the brand Nike does. You separate that from somebody like an Ice Cube, who truly did write those movies. You know what I mean? Who truly does have own Cube vision and married his day one. A Master P. Look what Master P did, popping off all them artists without the help of the industry. They don't put no spotlight on them. They put a spotlight on the person that Lyor Cohen came in and separated from his tribe. You had Rockefeller had a great thing going on. Then you had this motherfucker Lyor Cohen coming in, talking in Jay-Z's ear, talking in Dame's ear, separated for him from what they had going on, and he became the front piece for white people's interests. We got to see the game for what it is. Go ahead, Larry.
No, I said for the Democratic Party.
The Democratic Party. And that's the game when it comes to our leaders, because hip-hop has replaced the preachers. See, back in the 60s and the 70s, in the 80s and the 90s, it was throw Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, and whatever pork chop pimp preacher you can find. They realize niggas ain't listening to these preachers no more, so now they say throw out Killer Mike. Ooh, did I say that? Because Killer Mike be looking fringe. I've always liked Killer Mike, but I wasn't liking what was going on in Atlanta when they were talking what's been going on. And he's talking about, well, now all the police ain't bad now, and we need to vote for Keisha stripper bottoms, and Atlanta is the black mecca. Niggas are on not one high rise in Atlanta, not one football, baseball, basketball stadium, not one mall. Now you're in a Lenox Square Mall, but you don't own it. Niggas on barbecue restaurants and real estate offices in Atlanta. That's it. Killer Mike, nigga, we watching out for you too now.
I never got the Bernie Sanders thing. Like it confused me because I'm a Jay-Z fan. I'm a Killer Mike fan. I purchased records. I know songs. I have them memorized. And I'm like, dog, when I saw them with the politicians, I'm like, dog, this is weird, dog. This is especially Killer Mike. Now Jay-Z, I figured, he was, but Killer Mike, like, dog, what is it about Bernie Sanders that's got you so captivated, dog? Like, I mean, we're watching. That's gonna be interesting, dog, to see that, and I'm gonna say this, dog. Killer Mike was one of the dopest artists I've ever heard in my life, dog. Still is. I mean, and he was associated with probably the greatest duo, one of the greatest duos in music history. I think they're the greatest duo ever. But he was,
Outkast?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he was, Killer Mike would be on. He killed his guest appearances, and he had a couple singles, and then we didn't hear from him for a while, like we didn't. And then he comes back with this white boy in a group called Run the Jewels.
Yeah.
And now they got a huge cult following, dog. He gets a TV show on Netflix. He's powwowing. He's walking around with Bernie Sanders. Now I like Killer Mike, but dog,
Bernie,
what are you doing? What's going on?
Bernie said, "What reparations?" That Bernie.
What are you doing, dog?
And I'm glad you said that, because, like, as a people, we can enjoy the music and not follow the person.
Oh yeah, I always do.
We can enjoy the music. Think about this shit back in the 70s. This nigga James Brown told niggas to vote for Nixon. Nixon was so cold. He put James Brown face on a food stamp in 1969. Nigga, look that shit up. There was a James Brown food stamp. This nigga James Brown went from "I'm black and I'm proud" to vote for the nigga who started the war on drugs, which was the war on black people.
And
this ain't nothing new.
And I Live in America on the Rocky soundtrack.
Living in America.
Yeah.
And then the nigga went to jail right after that.
Mm-hmm.
So this really ain't nothing new. It's just getting bigger. And I think what it is, we as a people, was we really seeing the game for what it is. Harry Belafonte, one of my previous guests, Obi, he's going to be on next week. We're going to be talking about on Hotepish. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hotepish.com. Get your merchandise. Get these T-shirts and shit. I'm selling these hoes. Get them.
They're obviously plus sizes. So if you weigh 700 pounds, dog, you can get you a shirt.
Hey, dog, but these shirts is tough as hell, dog. This shirt was right, but it got Larry's blood on his bitch from talking about this shit. That's why it's red right now.
Man, shut the fuck.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know you was related to James Brown, Sherelle Reed, but we got to tell the truth.
Hey,
what's up, Janice in the chat room? Joe Fox, what up, dog? Joe Fox, I'm still waiting on the incense and ashtrays, man. Ramona Stevens, thank you for tuning in. David Banner.
Ask Sherelle when's the last time she saw James Brown at one of our family reunions.
Hey, yeah, Sherelle, when's the last time you saw James Brown at one of your family reunions? Tell the truth. And was he doing that dance? Was he doing the camel walk?
Shit.
Please let us know.
I can do the camel walk.
But back to what I was saying. Obi Ibuna, he's going to be on my show next week. He was on a previous show. Go back and look it up. He's part of the Cuba COVID-19 cure. Cuba, the Cuban medical team has been going around the world stepping out COVID everywhere it goes. So listen next week as we go back into that more and give you guys an update on the show we had this past March. But we had a conversation, Obi and I, because Obi knows all these, he's into all this shit. And he made something very interesting. He pointed something very interesting out. He's like, they're grooming Jay-Z to be this generation's Harry Belafonte. Remember, Harry Belafonte was the main guy back in the 60s. Daylight come and me. Well, that stupid ass song. I hate that song. I hate that song. And he made the hit, and then basically Harry Belafonte's been the ambassador to white people for black people ever since. I'm not here to shit on the man. I'm not here to say anything bad about him at all. But I am here to say, can't no one nigga, especially no entertainer, speak for me. That's what makes me offended about the whole Jay-Z move. You making this camel face motherfucker speak for all of us when I ain't never sold drugs. I don't think like this nigga. Go ahead, Larry.
Dog, I forget who he's kissing. I want to say it's James Earl. I want to say it's James Earl Jones, or it's another famous black actor. But Harry Belafonte, there's a picture of him kissing another in the mouth, like they were happy to see each other. They hadn't seen each other in a while. Dog, I don't give a fuck if I ain't never. Dog, if I don't see you for another 15 years, and we're boys. If I don't see you for another 15 years, and we automatically see each other, dog. The last thing I'm gonna think about. Nigga, I'm not even gonna give you a hug. I'm gonna shoot you the bird and we're gonna probably go get high somewhere.
Nigga, that's just what happened last year. Larry left. When did you leave LA?
2015.
So it was 2019 when I went to Houston.
Yeah.
Nigga, we didn't even shake hands. Only thing I did was I sat my bag down and I pulled my weed bag out and we smoked.
Dog, yeah, it wasn't no, hey man, what's up, how you doing? Hey man, let's hug. Nah, dog.
The closest we embraced was when you passed me that joint.
Yeah. And we're not saying something's wrong with you if you hug your partner. I mean, but I damn sure ain't kissing nobody in the goddamn mouth.
Nah.
There's
I
a
definitely
picture
pay
of him.
time. Some people you really happy to see, you give them that embrace. What up, dog? You break it in.
Yeah.
You hit him in the back real quick.
And then you release.
You release. That's it. Kissing in the mouth. Niggas, look. And that brings us to the last part of what I want to talk about tonight. When we talk about Terry Crews and Sambos alike. Sambos within black society that undermine black society every chance they get. I'm going to say this, but this is not a blanket statement. Are you right, KP? No Birdman, Lil Wayne? I forgot about that.
Man, I did too. Damn, I forgot about that. And they used to see each other.
Damn,
all
KP,
the time.
I forgot about that. Ooh. But I'm bringing it up because I want to always bring attention to the things that undermine movements in black society. And we've been on this theme lately, and I'm going to keep pushing this wedge because it keeps happening. They keep trying to undermine what's going on with black society with this LGBTQ agenda.
It's Danny Glover. It's Danny Glover. I'm sorry. I'm
put the camera. That's that. Hold on. Let me. That's nasty. Take that shit down. Okay, I've had enough.
Just wanted to let y'all know it exists. I wasn't making it up.
This isn't a slight on our gay brothers and sisters. Like we said on our show a couple weeks ago, we love you. Ain't got nothing against you. But America's oldest historical wrong is the wrong they did to us as black people based on the color of our skin. Regardless of our sex. As a matter of fact, on the plantations, they made us, for the most part, gender neutral. They made the boys wear dresses, and they made the women do men's jobs. They created bucks and studs and sex farms to make us push out babies and all kinds of shit. They did a lot of stuff to us, and it didn't matter what your sexuality was. It was that you're gay. No different than, it was that you're black, not that you're gay. It was that you're black. No different than right now. I asked a question on my Facebook this morning. Show us where people say black people or white people are gay of black society. I said, show me where black people have systematically disenfranchised our gay brothers and sisters. If you look at, black people don't own or control much. The few things we own and control are churches and barbershops. And if you got a barbershop with 10 barbers in there, I guarantee one of them niggas is gay and we all know it. But ain't nobody tripping because his lineup is the best. It's a gay choir director in every fucking church that got good music. My church didn't have a gay choir director, but our music also sucked. So, there you have it. You have gay preachers. James Cleveland, if he was in L.A. back in the 80s and the 70s, James Cleveland was one of the most popular preachers on earth. And this shit stayed packed on the corner of Western and Slauson. Everybody knew he was fruiting the booty, but they still went to his church because he could sing his ass off.
Dog, did you mean to say his shit stayed packed? Did you mean to say that?
His shit stayed packed.
that was genius.
Who was doing the packing, preacher?
No, that was genius.
So we see in black society, I look at how it was with James Baldwin. James Baldwin was gay. Everybody knew he was gay, but he was black first. Langston Hughes, you had Bayard Rustin, who was gay. Everybody knew he was gay. Abernathy and King still let him march with them and didn't disenfranchise him in any way possible. Now we found out later Bayard Rustin worked with gay J. Edgar Hoover, undermining the civil rights movement. But it's nothing that you can say black society has done to gay society nowhere near the level of what racism does to all black people, gay, straight, or indifferent. So when you see people coming with these lateral agendas, well, what about gay people? What about trans? What about midgets? What about ugly people? What about people with 2 left ankles? That ain't got shit to do with America's first wrong. We're at a point right now in American society to where black is back on the table. Black hadn't been on a conversation for a long time. It was minority, it was people of color, it was all this shit, but ain't nobody been saying black for a long time. We here now because of what's been going on to us. And for other people to change the agenda to what you do behind the bedroom is disrespectful, it's classless, it's tasteless, it's wrong, it's rude, and it will no longer be accepted. For a long time, black society, the men, we let y'all talk all kind of shit about us and we just mind our own business and be like, whatever. Them days is over with, man. We getting killed like a motherfucker. So if you come around Billy Porter and these motherfuckers trying to change agendas, we coming for your head. Because you 2% of the conversation of the population, but 98% of the conversation. That shit got to change. And they use these Terry Crews types, these let's get along together types. All that shit sounds good, and it is good. I don't have a problem with anybody else. I love to get along. But my question is, when we get along, when do you help us out? It was the black president that black people voted for in mass that got in office that pushed and got gay rights, marriage rights, reparations, back taxes. All that shit was pushed up from us, from a black president, and gay people still voted 53% for Republicans. We have done so much to help so many people. Now you see at George Floyd, you see what's going on in society, and we here trying to get ours because we getting literally killed, and you still trying to change the conversation back to anything but race.
And not
anybody who does that is anti-black. Go ahead, Larry.
And not only are you trying to change the conversation, we're the black men out there getting killed. And then y'all say, okay, well, all black lives matter. Y'all try and change it. And while you changing it, you turn around and point at us and say, hey, y'all are the white people of black people. Y'all don't like us. We're like, hold on, man, we fight for all of us. Y'all just shut the fuck up and not, dog, we got it. Like, just shut the fuck up about what you do in the bedroom. I mean, we don't give a damn. Just shut up, and we all gonna get our rights, and y'all keep doing what y'all doing, but just shut up and let us do this shit, and then we'll deal with that later.
Look, when we get our freedom, you can create your own Hershey Highway, make all the roads brown, do what you want to do. Look, if black people was that bad, y'all would have had to create your own West Hollywood, like the white gay people did. Let's get this reparations, and y'all can create your own suburb called Brownsville or whatever. And, you know, you can get your own football team. You can be your own basketball team. Y'all can be the Brownsville Packers. And y'all can do what y'all do. And we go and look. And yes, we still gonna talk shit because black people got jokes. If your gay ass can crack a fat joke, I'm still gonna crack gay jokes. Look, you want equality, right? Well, equality means getting these jokes too. That's just part. That's all we gonna do. We just gonna talk shit. We ain't gonna take nothing from you. We ain't gonna say you can't do this, you can't do that. We're just gonna laugh at at when y'all when the men play tennis in pink uniforms. That's all. You're just gonna laugh.
We don't care. Like we don't care. We literally do not care. Y'all are the ones yelling and screaming, hey, I'm this way. And we're saying, hey, man, we don't give a damn. Do what you do. Just shut the fuck up and stop pointing the finger at us, dog. We're trying to get this check. Y'all shut up. Do whatever you want to after we get this check.
I don't want to hear the bedroom activities of half these ugly-ass straight people. I definitely don't want to hear I don't want to hear Gabby Sidibe's bedroom activities. I don't. I don't want to picture that. You know, I don't want to picture Queen Latifah and all of her lovers doing what they do, scissoring. That's nasty. No. But neither do I want to. I don't necessarily want to picture, you know, these a lot of these straight people either. I don't want. Can you? I don't want to picture Elton Brand or what's that boy name from Blackish, Anthony. I don't want to picture Anthony Anderson and doing anything straight. That's nasty. Look, who you are sexually is such a small part of who you are. 99.9% of the people you interact with, you'll never have sex with. If you're a player, if you're the kind of person that get all the pussy on earth, or if you're a woman that get all the dick on earth, you're still not going to have sex with 98% of the people you come across on a daily basis. So why the fuck you think I care? Shut up. Let's get these reparations. Let's get these tangibles. And then go right on back to what you do.
But in the meantime, stop pointing the finger at me like I'm just ruining your life. And we're trying to get this bread, man. I'm not oppressing you.
Not oppressing you. Anyway, I'm about to get up out of here. I got some rent to drop. I still got work to do, man. I still got to pick up rent at one of my buildings on the east side. Because these niggas be late and shit. But they know I be out busy. I'm about to catch this motherfucker. If the rent up in there, I'm getting this late fee, nigga. You watching? Larry, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Larry Anthony Goodwell. On Instagram, Larry_Goodwell. Twitter, at Larry Goodwell. And next Saturday, we are, not this Saturday, not the 4th, but on the 11th, we are bringing back the L Goody Game Show, stream live on my Facebook page.
Hey, that show dope as hell, man. Y'all need to watch that shit. It's dope.
Appreciate that.
Funny.
Appreciate that. I'm bringing we got some special guests coming up, like for real. So, y'all check me out.
You know it's a dope ass show because it got a weak ass hoe ass nigga hosting, and it's still good. So that's how you know. But like, nah, for really, in my closing thoughts for the day is, look, people, follow your own instinct, follow your own gut. Don't listen to what these evil motherfuckers put in front of you. If they saying something good, take it. If they saying some bullshit, let it go. Like you right, KP. Like Ray Liotta said in Goodfellas, fuck you and pay me. That's if we just on that mindset. Look at Joe Biden, supposedly need black votes. He said it's two things he said he's going to do on his first day in office. He said on his first day in office, I'm going to focus on civil rights for gay people. And on his first day in office, he's going to sign that act that legalizes 11 million immigrants. I'm not hating on either one. Do what you do. But you're coming to black people for votes while saying what you're going to do for other people. And then you come up with some bullshit ass Lift Every Voice Act that says we're going to spread money to these same other groups that be fucking with us. And you ain't said nothing about your mass incarceration, Joe. Black people don't be scared of this shit. You keep talking about something. What about 4 more years of Trump? Nigga, our grandparents and great-grandparents survived Woodrow Wilson, Nixon, Reagan, fucking Rutherford B. Hayes, Lincoln, Jackson, name them. Name one white president who wasn't a white supremacist, and I'll give you $100. I promise you. Name one out of all 40. It was 44 presidents. Yeah, we had 45, but Roosevelt served twice. 44 presidents. If you name one, including Obama, that wasn't a white supremacist, and you can point it out legislatively, I got $100 for you right now. But you can't do it. So in the meantime, if you like what we do, donate to my Cash App, $DwannBrown. Hotepish.com. Get your t-shirt, and remember this. There are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those who will to listen. Listen to the gut that's inside of you. Listen to what you feel is wisdom, and leave the rest of that shit behind. We out.